Hey there, and welcome back for DevLog number 4. Sorry it's been a while, but quite a lot's happened in the meantime, so hopefully this video will show you a load of good stuff that we've got going. The map of Tynedale's pretty much done. I've still got bits I want to do and it'll get added to and embellished as we go along, but hopefully it's looking pretty exciting. So here is Cragside House in the northwest. It's going to be a final small mini dungeon with quite a powerful weapon in there. In the middle we've got Dunsborough Castle, which is the final dungeon, and next to it in the Cheviot's Mountains is Dungeon 3. And then we've got the player home just south of that, which is this bit here. And then next to that we've got Maisie's, where you get your first weapon, which is the sword. And then this is Kill the Forest, which I was showing you last time. It's got Dungeon 2 in it. And next to that we've got the Swampland as well, which I'm not quite deciding everything yet, but we're getting there. Druids Bay is over to the southwest, and it's really important to the story of this area. And Long Sands is here with Dungeon 1, and finally we've got Gosforth Village, where you meet the residents, they give you the quests. So why don't we run it, and I'll take you on a little bit of a walking tour around Tynedale. So the first thing I wanted to show you was the shield mechanic. Just wait for it to load up. And this is a new sort of addition, and they're going to make it so it's purchasable rather than discoverable. It's going to offer obviously a resistance opportunity. You can see it sort of slows down. The other one I wanted to show you is I've developed the hookshot. It's taken ages to do it. It took me 4 days to do it. It's good for puzzles, so obviously pulling things across the gap, but also I'm just going to show you the fall mechanic. So I need to reprogram this because he doesn't actually move, but he does sort of fall down. The idea of the hookshot is it gets you over these ledges, so there's new sort of barriers and opportunities to create difficulty for the player and challenge. I thought I'd take a little bit of time to gauge how you felt about the weapons I've got on offer. So I'm going to go for these sort of 9 weapons or 8 weapons depending on what I take out. I'm thinking of just having one bottle for storing potions and health. Sword, you get that early on, and then the shield you can just buy. This kind of gives like the game economy, so there's a reason to spend money. I didn't want to have like just hearts and trivial things. I kind of felt it would be important if you had reason to save up the coins that you find. Bombs, obviously they're replaceable with the if you use them. The lantern, I'm not sure when to put that in. I don't want to put it in a dungeon, but I do want it to be. You can use it to burn bushes, which are kind of like a barrier, limiting parts of the world. So I need it to be purchasable. I might make it so it's really easy to get hold of. Not cheap, but the first thing you buy, and then maybe replace that with the spear. The spear is going to be, I think, a weapon I think will be really good fun. It's got a long reach, but then a narrow reach, so you can be overwhelmed by an enemy. It's degradable as well, but you can just replace it when you want to, so it kind of keeps that economy going as well. And it's unlockable after the lantern, just to sort of make sure the player gets the equipment they need early on. The bow and arrow are going to be in a dungeon. I'm thinking of having quivers that you can upgrade, one through a trade sequence or a collectible sequence, I'm not sure, another one through a mini game. Hookshot comes on later, which I've already shown you, and I've got another idea to have a sort of fire ring that will be in the Cragside location. You collect all of the, I'm thinking, wooden blocks, and then it gives you a key to get into Cragside, and then you go through a mini dungeon. At the end of it is a super powerful fire ring which sprays out fireballs, and if you get that early-ish on, or you work to get it, it makes like the final enemies a lot easier to handle. It's a really good incentive and good reward for the player. So why don't we carry on with a little walking tour? I decided against, I listened to what people said in the comments, and I decided against every room having a secret. I think it's probably good to have some red herrings and minor things. Just sort of modelling some of the weapons here. So the spear, like I said, has got a good long reach. The shield, obviously, as I've shown you before, and the hookshot, and they've got bombs as well. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, I think. We've got a few characters in the game as well. I've got a trade sequence coming in that takes you through areas of the world, and then finally leaves you with something good at the end, a good prize. Got the library going as well, so I'm thinking in the library we can have any tips and tricks, how to play the game, backstory as well, because I don't want to bore the player with all the backstory, but then I guess some people would want to know why this world is the way it is, so these books will have some content at some point. So yeah, this is like the economy that I was talking about. Like I say, there's the bottles. I think are going to be quite expensive. I just think then it gives loads of reason to explore and find the treasure chests with the bonus coin in it, or to keep killing the enemies and collecting it. Overworld map, not sure. I don't know, because like I said before, I kind of feel like I want the player to learn the map and feel like they're part of it, and they sort of work it out. It is a small world, so it's not like it's huge and you get lost in it. Shortcut keys, I'll show you in a second where they are. And in fact, actually, I might ask you about the start of the game if you think it's too big, too much opportunity to get lost. I'll show you in a sec. Arrows, bombs, they're obviously consumable, so are hearts, heart segments. I'm thinking actually hearts aren't just going to be hearts that you get from enemies, but actually you can buy food and drink from some of the sort of outlets there. There's the pubs and things, so that'd be kind of cool, and it kind of gives a nod towards Tynedale, the actual place. Spear, like I said, was consumable, and then potions are a long-term thing if you're in the midst of battle. So here, these are the gates that the economy mentions. So you kind of, initially you can't get across to the right hand side, this is blocked off, but eventually as you play you'll come through Kielder Forest and you'll come up to this guard here, and if you pay him, he'll open this gate, which then kind of gives you that access across. And I've got a second one as well, which I've just scanned along here, and then there he is, there's another one there. So this will be the Cragside House. It's got its own secret entrance, which is why that's blocked off. You kind of see it early on and think, oh, I want to get there. It's the whole idea is just keeping the player sort of thinking, oh, what's beyond the gate. But when you get to this side, pay him off, that'll open up and creates that shortcut. So you're not always backtracking, it kind of keeps things interesting like that. I also want to know what you think about the opening of the game. When you first start, you kind of start here and you meet Grandad and he says, oh, can you get my sword because I've left it over at Maisie's. And that obviously, these are your barriers here, the bushes. So the idea is you trek through and you've got to work out this maze here. You can't fight the sort of lumber logs, but you can dodge them, so you sort of watch their sort of track movement and sort of bypass them. It's a bit of a puzzle, I guess. And then when you get to the end, you go into mazes, you get the sword, and then you come out. Now you've got the sword, you're sort of more powerful, so now you can actually fight these monsters and get yourself back. And then, of course, cut the bushes. So I kind of felt like that was quite a good opening. You know, you start off in a small area, you work out how you can use your mechanics to dodge these enemies, and then once you've got your sword you can fight back, so you become more powerful, as I've already said. But then what I want to know is, do you think it's then too big? Because once you come out of this world here, this little area, you've then got all these rooms. This room here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also go up towards where the castle is. This will be kind of open. There's a barrier on the right just there with the river, so that cuts you off. So like I said, you've got all this area here, and then down you can come to this point. I'm going to have a massive boulder here which will be part of the trade sequence. So you've got all of the Gossip Village open to you, and the whole of Long Sands. I'm going to say Tynedale, but it's Long Sands. So just a quick question, do you think that's too much? I kind of erred on it and thought maybe it is, but now I'm thinking actually maybe it's kind of fun that you've got all this area to explore all of a sudden. The world suddenly feels much bigger. Let me know what you think in the comments, I'd really appreciate that. And actually, I was thinking DevLog 5, I might do storyboarding and storyboard the whole game, so let me know if you'd like to see the story outlined. So, kind of our little walking tour. I've got to go into the player's room now, so this is where you first start, though we're the opposite side of the bushes. Yeah, I managed to fix the movement speed, but this video is not really showing it, so I was really pleased about that. It stopped me having a few bugs. I ended up running through walls, which isn't really ideal. I've managed to also work out how to make Kielder Forest go dark. So when we enter, screen darkens, and the lantern adds a bit of light, and then we can walk around and see things a little better. I'm not sure if to make it darker or not. I kind of feel like you should be able to see without the lantern on. I'm going to cheat a little bit here because I'm going to show you a mechanic. I haven't quite got fall to death going on in this little area yet, but arrows can be fired through fire to light up the bushes and burn them, which then means you can get across with the hook shot. So that's kind of one of those puzzles where you can work half it out, but you don't have all the tools. You need to combine tools. I don't know, I quite like it. Anyway, just to sort of finish, yeah, I've worked it out. I've got 19 different puzzle mechanics, and that's not including any combinations. So a quick question for you guys is, you think 19 is enough? Especially when I've only got 4 dungeons. I do want to keep to 4 dungeons as well, else I'll never finish this project. And I've got 14 different enemy types, which I was looking at, and I can actually make that more by just changing the health of one or adding a different kind of projectile. So I think I've got quite a few different options going. But what do you reckon? 14 enemy types, 19 puzzles, must be enough for 4 dungeons. Let me know what you think. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know it's been a long time since I last did a sort of devlog. Hopefully the next one won't be so long and will be a bit more to show you as well. I'm not far from finishing off in terms of getting some sort of demo going as well, and what I'd really like to do is create a trailer, but I'm aiming to hit 100 subscribers. I think that will give me the incentive to make a trailer. So if you enjoy what you saw, please leave a like, please leave subscribe as well so you don't miss out on the trailer if I do make it, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. So thank you very much.